show. Come on, show some love, everybody. Woo! Thank you. Wonderful. Beautiful day. This is how we do it on the show. Hello, viewers. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Chris Owners, and this is how we do it every week on the show. But today we have some wonderful guests. We got music. We got so much coming your way. Fashion, book, music. But guess who's on the show today is Kalian, everybody! Hello, how are you?
I'm great, Chris. Great. Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
You're welcome. Good to see you, Kali.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you for coming on the show. You're a singer-songwriter all the way from Castlebar.
That's right.
Johnny. So tell us about your journey, being a singer-songwriter. What's it like for you?
Okay, so I started writing songs about 7 years ago, seriously writing songs.
Good.
And up until that, I suppose it had always been a dream, but something I never quite thought I would be able to do. And then it just started one day.
Wow.
And since then, I have written almost 70 songs.
70?
70 songs.
Ooh, that's a lot.
And I realised that as the songs were stacking up in pages in my folder, that it was just really a folder of poems.
Yeah.
So I decided I needed to get some of these recorded.
Wow.
Because otherwise, unless you're singing them and they're on a CD or they're up there in the ether somewhere, they really are just poems. So last year, I was fortunate enough to record my first album, my debut album, and I did that in Castlebar.
Wow.
And I've included 10 original songs, and it was an absolute joy to be able to do that. Really great experience.
Just a lot for that, everybody. That's really good. Good.
Thank you.
Music itself is always a winning soul to a heart, you know. And when you were young, is that something that you ever want to do, or is just inside the family, or what?
Yeah, I do come from quite a musical family. My father is a beautiful singer, and I started singing when I was 4.
Wow.
In my local school, and that followed through. There were a lot of church occasions over the years that I would be invited to come and sing.
True.
And then when I was a little bit older, and I was 19, I travelled to the Canaries, and I spent a number of months there, and I was fortunate enough to have a job singing in a club.
Wow.
And that really started the hunger for
more.
because I really realised this is what I truly and utterly want to do. And I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but when you realise what you really want to do, it's like it's just a fire that burns inside you. And then I got married and I had my family, and all along I continued to sing. And then, as I said, about 7 years ago, I just picked up my guitar one day and I started writing songs, and it was like something that happened just naturally. I didn't set about to do it. It just, I had this feeling there was a song I wanted to get out. My first song took me 6 weeks to write.
Wow.
And then after that, they literally poured out.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. Okay. I know we have so much to talk about. We got something to talk about as well. First of all, let's go into one of your songs.
Okay.
Which would be the first song you're going to share with us today?
I'm going to sing, I think, one of the more recent songs that I wrote. I just wrote this a couple of months ago.
Okay.
And the inspiration came, I'm not exactly sure exactly where the idea for the song came, but it came to me, the idea for it and the melody sort of came all in one go. And I sat down, and in a couple of hours I had this song.
Wow.
And I call it What About Me?
Wow, let's hear it
So,
then.
okay, will I?
Come on,
take it away?
Take it away whenever you're ready. It's all yours. Thank you.
Thank you.
I see that life has been unkind, and I see the wreck she left behind. High and dry, a million reasons why she is history. Crying time is wasting time. You could be with me. What about me? What about me? about me? How do I make you see? I'm the one you need. What about me? What about me? What about me?
Hey! Beautiful.
Thank you.
Come on, show some of everybody. That was beautiful. Well done, Carla. That was beautiful.
Thank you,
What about
Chris.
me?
What about me?
Now, let's talk about us a little bit more before we move on. When you were writing that song, it took you like 6 weeks for you to go through the process, you know?
For my very first song.
The very first song.
I found that one very tough.
Yeah, it is.
Because I kept chopping and changing it.
yeah.
And then in the end, a different song emerged than what I started out with.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the struggle was.
Wow.
The song I thought I was going to write turned into a different song.
Wow.
And it needed to be that different song before I was happy with it.
It's just your voice towards it, you know? It's very melody, it's very unique, you know? There's no like you breaking or, you know, having this.
Yeah.
It just comes very natural. And that's the beauty of every song.
Yeah,
you know?
that's a really nice way of describing it, I suppose, because that's how it comes out of me. It comes
beautiful.
out naturally and how it was written. So
Yeah.
as yet they haven't been produced, these newer ones, so I guess they're very raw still.
Yeah. That brings me to your next one again. This is Sita Kali, Lost at Sea.
Yeah.
Why did you give it Lost at Sea?
Okay, because I grew up in a very small village called Mulranny on the west coast of Ireland, and
Yes.
it's a fabulous place, really scenic, and I spent my childhoods on the beach.
Oh, good.
And I guess I went through a certain period in my life where I felt sort of lost at sea. Things weren't really working out for me, and there was that sort of feeling, you go to the sea and it's kind of like, yeah, I could be drifting out there on the sea. So I think that's why I called it Lost at Sea, and that is actually the name of the title song on the album as well.
Okay, so which of the songs we're gonna do in this album? Because there's a lot of songs here. There's 10 inside.
Yeah, I thought I'd do one of the kind of quirkier songs. It's a song called Sweetest Little Lies.
Okay.
So I'll just give you a verse and chorus of that.
Oh,
and
let's
see.
do it. Let's do it. Take it away. Come on. Woo! Beautiful.
Take back what you said. I'm gonna bury my head and pretend I didn't hear you instead. I'm gonna make believe you said that you loved me instead. Tell me sweet little lies. Don't mention your goodbyes. This was just a dream. Was all just make believe. You tell the sweetest little lies to me. Yeah. Take back what you said. I'm gonna crawl back into bed and pretend that you love me instead. Say you're gonna stay. You're not gonna go away. It's really all I wanna hear you say.
know, people out there, look, this wonderful music is out there. People can get it on iTunes, are they?
That's right, yeah. And on
what
Spotify.
Okay, and
Yeah.
can they get it as well?
If they send me, a message, I can forward it on, but it's not actually in any of the outlets. That's a very difficult part of the whole process.
Yeah.
Actually trying to get it out there. So nowadays, because everything is sort of online and it's up there,
It's
so
up there, yeah.
I went with the newer platforms rather than the more traditional in-store.
Yeah.
But
it's beautiful. We still play CD. I still play CDs on my car as well. So definitely I need one of these as well,
Thank
so
you.
it's great. So sing your music, you grew up in the seaside. What's like right now for you? Do you gig around? Do you go to other events? What else do you do?
I play in a duet and we do that regularly. We sing in some hotel lounges and other occasions. There are lots of other types of occasions as well that you don't expect are going to come up, and then someone will say, well, would you like to sing at this event? And I'm always open to that. So yeah, it's great to be on the...
I wish we have all the time here today. I would love to keep you going and going. Just before we wrap things up, what will be your final song for us here today?
Well, I thought about this, and because we're here in the city, in the capital city of Ireland, I thought a song I wrote about the whole city thing. And I know there's a lot of homelessness at the moment, and I was asked earlier on this year, would I write a song in support of the homelessness? And it's a really sad, beautiful song. You really need to take in the lyrics to get the whole story, but it is a gorgeous song, so I hope you enjoy it.
Just hold on, we're just going to go on a quick break there.
Okay,
we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we still have Callahan on the show performing. We'll be right back after this. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you. Woo! All right. Callie, take it away. It's all yours.
This is called John Doe. It's cold where he huddles in a shelter by the door. He knows when morning comes, he can't stay there anymore. The cardboard box he broke down helps keep the wind at bay. Its life is just existing, getting through another day. Upon a time once long ago, before the tiger roared, he had a wife, he had a life, possessions to behold. But the Celtic cat took all he had, the bank took his home. A broken man, who do we blame? Now he is on his own. He's a John Doe, he's got nowhere to go. The empty doors of Dublin town, the only home he knows. He picks through bins on Grafton Street to feed the ducks in Stephen's Green. He's a John Doe, but you should know he has a name. It's Joe. Where will you go, Joe? I'd like to know, Joe.
Thank you so much, Callie, for coming on the show. I appreciate that.
Thank
we
you
wish you
for
best of
having me.
luck in all you do. People can follow you on Facebook and Spotify, all in there. We're going to flag that up as well.
Great.
Thank you so much for coming up. So coming up on the show today, my next guest, she's an author and a writer. It's amazing, amazing story we got to share on that very, very book. We'll be right back after this. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Whoa. back on today's show. Like you said, my one and only guest is an author and representative, Esther Willoughby. Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Come on, show some love. But it's one of the beautiful ladies of the show, everybody. Thank you. Congratulations. You just released your first ever book. Is that correct?
Yes,
And the
yes.
title of this book is called Building the Family of Greatness.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, the book of Building Family of Greatness, we give one the basic knowledge of how to build family of greatness, ranging with its capacity building on culture, obedience, respect, and a lot of things, just about building quality family, family with high performance, family with high integrity. It's all talking about family issues, and it has 15 chapters and 200 pages. The 15 chapters ranging from origination of family. You know, you cannot talk about family without talking about how family is originated, you know?
Very true.
So it talks about origination of family. It talked about description of family. It went ahead to talk about marriage, communication. It also talked about bullying and harassment, family financial management.
There's a lot. There's a lot in the book.
Yeah, I have a lot.
Before we actually go into the book, which is very, very inspiring, and I really like the way you mentioned all of these names, because these all names, they're all really part of how we live every day.
Yes,
like, you know, what actually inspires you to go into writing this book? Because writing a book is not just something you just pick and write.
You're right.
Something must trigger you for you to take that boldness to actually do it.
Yeah.
Well, so what inspires you?
First, when I was in school, that was when I realized that I can write. Sometimes after my academic work, my lecturers will commend me so high that I'm always bringing good information. Then one commend me so much that I said, you always bring quality information whenever you are submitting your assignments. He said I should feel free to bring my information on board. And the one that interests me so much was my Lego lecturer. After submitting my academic work, the presentation and everything, she said it was so nice, and the mark I got, she said it's not easy to come by. Wow. She encouraged me to keep it up and so on. So each time, I also observe myself that whenever I'm giving, say, produce so numbers, I will get so much information. That was how my inspiration came in about writing a book. I realized that I can make research, I can search for information. So another one was that I love peace and would like every family to be at peace, and also would like to encourage the world to be at peace too. That book, that is my little masterpiece about World Peace Mission, because my father, he was a peacemaker before he passed away. He was a great leader. He was an educationist. So that was where the whole thing came from. So.
Wow, wonderful. Come on, show some love, everybody. That's beautiful. Beautiful. And also your book look at this chapter here, chapter 7, which mention about communication. I can barely even get what I'm out there, you know. So what that chapter means a lot. Don't give us too much, because I really want people to go out there and really buy this book, read through it, understand what this is all about. Because I think the modern days now is we just jump into the internet and we don't really read that much. But I think people should go in and really kind of read more about it so we can understand that. Let's talk about communication in this book. What that chapter tells us about.
Communication is a very giant tool when it comes to everything in the world, in business, in family. It's a very giant tool of success in everything we are doing. And in the family, you cannot do anything without communication. For you to build family of greatness, you have to bring in communication. You have to practice it well in order to achieve it. You either through the verbal or non-verbal means to get your information. Communication can reunite a family. Communication can bring back love. Communication, you can use it for forgiveness. Everything for you to build your family of greatness or to achieve that high integrity in the family. Communication is very, very important.
Wow, come on, show some love for this wonderful, beautiful women on this show. because I'm an African as well, I'm so proud to see Africans, you know, writing books like this, bringing more things that has to do with family, especially you're an island where you have issue with minority going on at the moment. I think family need to take one step back to go back and start reading books like this.
It's true,
raising family in ways to bring love, communication, and like you mentioned, communication is something that's really, really missing in our society, not just only for the Africans, but all the different nationalities. Where there's lack of communication, there's more issues, you know. So what should family take out of this book? Building Family of Greatness. What should they take out of this book?
That book is very, very good in that it's very good for everybody to read, most especially those who are entering into family, making, like getting in marriage or so. So it's very good for them to read it, to understand what marriage is all about. Because a lot of people today, they don't know what marriage is talking about before they venture into it. If they go through that book, it will help them, it will equip them with the basic knowledge of marriage, and it will help them to achieve family of greatness and be successful in their marriage.
Before we run out of time, one last information. Where can people get this?
At the moment, it's not on no website yet. No, it has not gone to Amazon or wherever. But people can get it through my personal contact or Facebook, Lolo Esther, or through WhatsApp Esther. That's where people can get it at the moment.
Okay, wonderful. Come on, show some love, everybody. Thank you very much. That's how we do it. Thank you so much, Esther. Wonderful book. So people out there, go out there, get this book. We're going to put that online as well, so you can order this book. It's a wonderful book. Go read it. Family, you all need this book. It's going to educate. It's going to bring more communication, and it's going to bring peace. Thank you so much. Coming up on the show, my very good friend. She's the one and only person. She is a fashion consultant. So if you know what it is, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. This is how we do it every week. Well, anyway, joining me today's show is my one and only friend. She is a fashion consultancy, and it's not a person than Maura Morrison. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Chris.
Come on, show some love, everybody. Come on, right there. It's been a beautiful day. It's been a busy day as always. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You work in the fashion industry.
Yes, indeed.
And your organization is doing one of the most creative jobs. Give us more insight about what your organization would do.
What it is we do.
Yeah.
Well, my company is a consultancy firm, so basically what we do is if people want to set up their own brand, or perhaps they're just finished design school and they want to create their own collections for a market, obviously, we are the people that they come to help them to make that happen.
Wow.
So we develop the product with them, we develop the business with them, we get them set up, and generally speaking, it takes about 12 months to develop a very new brand. Our speciality is kind of early stage brands, new ideas, emerging brands, that kind of thing, from maybe year 1 to year 3. That's our niche.
Wow, amazing. So speaking about fashion, would this be more in clothing areas, or would it be more modeling areas? Or
all clothing. We do an awful lot of work globally, manufacturing and developing samples and stuff like that for ladies' clothing, menswear, accessories and footwear.
Yeah.
So there are.
Speaking about fashion, what do you reckon about island fashion industry today?
The Irish fashion industry?
Yeah.
Actually, particularly over the last 12 months, there has been an increase definitely in what's going on here. Whether people are just feeling a little bit braver now because the economy has picked up a little bit. Sure. Maybe they're kind of, had ideas for the last couple of years and just put them on the back burner, and now they seem to be kind of ready to slowly maybe give them a try. So that's absolutely wonderful. And I think Irish design, it's come a long way as well. And it's, it's becoming more global, which is a brilliant thing, because the world is big and you need the consumer base from a lot of other countries, not just in Ireland.
Sure.
So the ideal situation is if you can, if a brand is able to produce here and sell commercially both here and abroad, that is the holy grail. It depends obviously on the type of product. It can be expensive to produce here, so therefore you might have to produce elsewhere. But it's all a work in progress, and it's definitely has increased an awful lot in the last 12 months or 18 months. There's an awful lot of stuff going on here that maybe people aren't even aware of, and it's absolutely wonderful to see it growing like that.
Wow, amazing. Come on, show some love for this wonderful lady. That's one thing I like about the show is just people like yourself are able to come out, you know, to express what you guys do. I think that really inspires other people coming from music, coming from writing the book and, you know, fashion industry.
I hope
and
so.
What about the model in Ireland there? Do you think they have a lot of more opportunity, you know, modeling for the companies the way it should be in other places?
You mean modelling the business?
Yes,
or yeah, I mean, I think that obviously the internet has been a wonderful tool for everybody, but it's not quite as simple as that either. You know, you really have to build a proper business around your product in order for it to succeed. But I think that, you know, people have come a long way with that as well. They understand that the development of a brand is not really just about the product, it's about the business side of it as well. So we do a lot of work with people on that as well, and it's really probably the most vital part of the business, because you can't survive and you're never going to be able to kind of, you know, develop more products or add more collections or anything like that if the commercial side of it isn't up and running as well. So, you know, Ireland, the same as everywhere else really, there are struggles, but the support system could be obviously improved across the board, and I think people need a lot more education on that side of it. So we do as much as we can with that as well. We have like a low-cost mentoring service for people that are, you know, really at the very beginning stages, or maybe just kind of thinking, should they do it, should they not? And we host masterclasses around the world as well.
I was going to talk to you about the masterclasses. Give us more insight about the masterclass process.
So the masterclasses, again, were set up to help people, I suppose, that can't afford consultancy maybe at those very early stages or wouldn't have the funding available. So it's like a crash course. We run it over 2 days. It's quite intensive, but it is really, really good, and it gives everybody the tools and the information really that you need to know. Firstly, is this business for you? Because it's not for everybody either. Or maybe they kind of find out, okay, these are my strengths. I can do the branding, I can do the product development, but I can't do the financials, or I can't do this. And they find out like where it is they possibly would need help, and maybe get a business plan together after it and see how viable the project is for them. So that's what it's all about, and it really stemmed from the inquiries that we were getting through the website all over the world. So we unfortunately can only host them a couple of times a year. So we have one coming up in Dublin now in July.
In July, okay, very good.
So that's wonderful. And we just finished one in Dubai last month. So we tend to do one per quarter, and you know, we'll do people more if we can.
Can people actually go into the classes, or how would they?
So they have to book through the website or through Eventbrite or one of those platforms. So you can find it on morrisfashionconsultancy.com. It's on Eventbrite, any of those. So you'll get all the information through that, or contact us through the website, and one of us will get back to you. No problem.
Mara, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I think what we're going to try to do as well, maybe from time to time, I want to kind of bring you back on again. Maybe when things are changing, we kind of get more insight, because the industry needs people like you to actually educate people, help people in different strategies.
Thank you.
And what you've shared today is really amazing. Thank you so much. A round of applause, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Okay, just don't go nowhere. Okay, viewers at home, we're going to say this, we're going to wrap this up. But before we wrap this up, come on, show some love for Carly, everybody. Woo! And some love for Esther as well, everyone. And also to Mario as well, everybody. All right, just going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for tuning in. We all give you what we can. Make sure you follow us next week on the segment coming up the way. JiraQuestion.com, Facebook, Twitter, and also Instagram. Come your way next week. Take care. God bless. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, production crew. Thank you, everyone. Woo!